Hey everybody, it's Anita from What Works For Us, and I am coming to you doing a video by request, and that is to talk about how to go about purchasing a home. Okay, so number one, I want to say that I do not have a degree in finance or specialize in finance, but I do love numbers and dealing with money as a hobby. I mean, who wouldn't, right? But when I say that as a hobby, it's like I really enjoy it. So I do our family taxes, I do our budget, I do anything that has to deal with money, I deal with. I do listen to some books, read some books, but I did want to say that my degree is not in finance, so this is what has been working for us, and I do know from experience. All right, so now that that disclaimer is out of the way, why am I doing this video solo? Because it's usually myself and Travis or myself and the kids, but right now I'm actually in another state. I'm working out of another state right now until mid May. First thing that you want to do is you want to get a pre-approved home loan, right? So you're gonna apply for a pre-approved home loan. Now, if your credit is great, then you apply for the pre-approved home loan, and then boom, you get it. Okay, so and then it's that simple. But I'm talking to people who do not have good credit, because that's pretty much the showstopper. If you can't buy a house without getting some funds. All right. So if you don't have good credit, what you would need to do is one, start with checking your credit score. Okay. Now there's a lot of resources out there that are free that you don't have to pay for. And I totally love free. Okay. And I think a lot of people else likes free as well. But you could check with creditkarma.com. You could check with freecreditreport.com. You could even go through Experian or credit bureau agencies. So you could go with like TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax, right? With those though, with those three, what they usually do is they'll say sign up for 30 days for free. And of course you'll have to put in like your payment information, but what I usually do is like I'll sign up, and then I'll to like get my information, and then I will cancel it before the month is up, right? And that's what I usually do. But I mean, my status has changed, so I do have a credit bureau that I am enlisted with, that like keeps track of my credit score, keeps track of if anything new has hit my credit report, because really and truly you really need to know what your credit is like. That is really key to getting a home loan. So next is, and I'll list all these different sites in the comments below. The credit score ranges from 300 to 850, right? With 300 being poor and 850, of course, being excellent. Now, if you have excellent credit, then you're golden. And the difference, and it's not to say that you won't get any credit if you have a 300. Well, you probably might not get a credit. I'm sorry, any credit approved. Whether even if you're applying for a credit card. But the difference, what the score means, is like if you have great credit, then you're paying less percentage on your APR. So for example, I'm gonna use buying a car for example. So say person A has good credit. So their score, I'm gonna put them on the average scale, good credit being 670 to 739. They have their credit score is like 700, and they're gonna go buy a car. Well, their APR will probably be at 4%. Whereas if someone who has fair credit, which is around excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm logged into my credit score. So if someone who goes in person B has fair credit, which is anything less than 670, so they're probably like in the 600 range and below, then they could purchase a car, and their APR would probably be somewhere like maybe 13%, or some outrageous, ridiculous amount of percentage that they would be paying. So basically, if they bought a car for $5,000 and their APR is 15% more, then just add 15% of what, I'm not going to go into math with you, okay? But basically, you'll be paying like 3 times the amount of money back on a $5,000 loan. So say you got a $5,000 loan and your APR is 15%, then instead of paying back $5,000, now you're paying back $20,000. Okay, hopefully that made sense for you. So, but if it didn't make any sense, all you need to know is you want to have good to excellent credit. The more that your credit scale is going towards the 850, the better. The more it's going towards the 300, not so good. And you will know if you have good credit or not based on if you get approved or not, and at what percentage you get approved at. Does that make sense? Hopefully that made sense. So the first thing you need to do is start by knowing by what your credit is. And I will follow up with a part 2 video, and that will be talking about, now that you know your credit score, how do you get your credit score to be better? So if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. Don't forget to hit like, and I will see you next time. All right? It's Anita from What Works For Us.